Hi everybody, this is Michael with Dash Dedications. I am doing a tutorial video today on the best camera stabilizer that I found out there. It's made by Roxant, or sold by Roxant. It's very reasonably priced. Be careful when you're buying your stabilizer because there are some companies that are knocking off this Roxant product, and there is a difference. I've tried most of these. I had one experience where the red paint came off on my fingers the first time I used it, and sometimes the weights will come in different sizes, which can really make it pretty much impossible to balance your camera. The main reason is Roxant offers a support system. If you have any questions or problems, you can always contact them. So if you buy one of the knockoffs, you're on your own. My recommendation is spend a couple bucks extra, get the brand name and the support that comes with it. Roxant gives you a lot of options, which I like because if you use different cameras, you can use the same stabilizer for different cameras. These things are notoriously tricky to balance, but once you are able to balance them, it saves you spending a lot of money and time setting up tracks. You can get really good tracking shots without the tracks. I'm going to balance my Canon EOS 60, which is on the heavier side. The limit on these is about 2.1 pounds, and the Canon EOS is about 2 pounds. So it's about as heavy as you can get on there. So, very cool box. Gives you instructions here. So this comes in 4 pieces. You have your red knob here, the main part of your stabilizer, the top part. You have your counterbalance, your weight system here, and you have your handle. So the reason I like this stabilizer is it gives you a lot of options. On the top of the stabilizer, right under the camera, you have 8 different options right here. Your attachment to the camera, you have 3 different options as to where to put it. I think the default one, it comes in the middle, but you can slide it toward you or away from you as is needed for your particular camera. It also has 5 different holes here, which is where the handle attaches. And that is, I think, what gives it an extra edge in terms of balancing the camera. A lot of people don't know there's a little piece in here, but that piece is easily removed by a quarter. You can take it out and put it in one of the other 5 holes to help your counterbalance. And then you just tighten it right in there. The handle is here, and this part flattens, but obviously lifts it up just like that. I recommend when you're putting it in to go ahead and tighten it so it's nice and firm. Put the handle on before the counterweight system, otherwise it just gets in the way. Make sure it's nice and level. There's equal space in there, and just twist it on and turn it clockwise till it's flush with the metal part here. Once it's on, you can loosen this up. This definitely helps fluidity of your shot. For the time being, I'm going to untighten it, and I'm going to move the handle back just so it's not in the way while I put the weight system on. There's a red knob that's in this little plastic baggie. That is what attaches your counterbalance system to the main frame of your stabilizer. The silver part faces the camera person. So you want the weights to be underneath the camera. I have seen people balance it incorrectly like that, but if you do that, you'll be filming the floor the entire time. You have 4 different options here. You have 4 holes in which to put in your balance system. Same thing, make sure it's nice and flush. I recommend putting it through the silver part first. Push it nice and flush up against the metal, and then attach it. As you're doing it, make sure that it's going in nice and evenly. The threads are lining up, you're not having to force it. And then, of course, as you get it as tight as possible, make sure the 2 pieces of metal are flush. I want to point out that the counterweight piece is separate from the top piece for a reason. It's because most cameras are unbalanced. There's a battery in one side, which will make one side heavier than the other. If you're using your flip screen, if you have any sort of light on that, all of that is going to make it a little unbalanced. So you can counterbalance with a couple things. First, try the grooves on the top of your stabilizer. You'll notice that on the side of each hole where you can screw in the camera, there's a notch that goes left and right. That's for more subtle balancing. That's where you want to start with. Try adjusting your camera left and right on those notches. Whichever notch you choose, it can go left or right. The second thing you want to do if the balance is still off is with the weight system. So if your camera is pulling a little to the right, just adjust the weight piece to the left a little bit. And again, you have to play with that to get the perfect balance. Make sure when you're balancing your camera that you utilize these options as well. Now, the counterbalance system, you can take these off. There's a screw underneath here. You just undo that if you want to take one off if you're doing a lighter camera. I like using the heavier weights even with the lighter cameras, just because the more anchor you have down there, I think the smoother it is. Sometimes it gets a little bit heavy, but you can always use your second hand to give it a little support there. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so mounting the camera. Use the same hole that it mounts to a tripod or a tripod plate. There's a black screw here, black knob. It's already in place. Now, here are more options. Again, another feature that I like. You have 3 different options here, so it's not forcing you to put it in just one place. You might have to play with them to see which one works best. For the 60D, I'm going to put it in the 3rd option, the one closest to me. And the main thing here is getting it flush. You want to rest it right on top. So screw it in as tight as you possibly can. Good. Make sure it's straight, that the lens is lined up with the plate below. Now I'm going to test it. Okay, so it's pulling a little bit forward, so I'm going to adjust my weight a little bit. Okay, so the adjustment I made is it was pulling forward a little bit, so I lowered it one more rung to the bottom one. I don't know if you can see that. It's as low as it can go, which makes sense with a heavier camera like this. If you look at it straight on, you can see that it's balanced normally. Keep a little bit of play in this, so as you go up and down and tilt, it still maintains that nice, fluid, even feel. It's not going to tilt right and left on you. So I'm going to do a demo video just to show you the difference between a tracking shot with and without the Roxant Camera Stabilizer, because the difference is pretty big. This is really easy, very user-friendly. It takes a little bit of time to balance, but be patient with it. And yeah, I think you'll be happy with your results.